Hello, hello.
Hey.
Liz, you can say hi too.
Hi.
Welcome, friends, new and old. So happy to welcome you guys to another episode of Diary of a Professional. Today, we are doing a cocktails episode. So we're going to have loads of fun. I got my tea, guys, because y'all know I'm cleansing. But,
Water.
This is true. This is true.
But don't sleep on tea. Tea is popping, okay? You can mentally psych yourself into some shit with some tea, okay? So we are going to get started as usual with our moment of gratitude. I'm going to get us started. And, I really thought about it this morning. I was like on the Metro North to work and I'm like, what am I really grateful for? And I thought music. I'm so grateful for music. Like there's just something so powerful about music. I mean, we are vibrational beings, obviously. So, I think that obviously has something to do with it. But like, it brings people together. People are calm. Like, there's just this energy. And I went to Oyster Fest in Norwalk, Connecticut this weekend. It was popping. But they had performances, and the cover band that performed at the end of the night was so lit. Like, you just saw people just, like, they went from to, it's like something so magical. And there's just something for every emotional home, whatever
Correct.
Emotional home you like that you're in, like there is a music out there for you to really feel good. And there's just something magical about it. So I'm really grateful for music. It's helped me in every part of my life, like from young to now, and it'll continue to do so. So I'm going to keep praying it up for some music.
Yes,
And
I love
that's
it.
my gratitude.
Right.
And I pass it off to you, Marlu.
Me, I am grateful for quality rest. I realized that I think the pandemic helped me realize that, and how like there's a lot of things that we're doing or been doing that is quite unnecessary, and it's like habit or what society says, and it's okay to sit your ass down. It's okay to be like, next time, not this time, maybe not at all. Like, it's just been good and quality time, and allowed me to like be more with myself and more comfortable with it and not being around people. And like I like my own company. And I think if we didn't have those times where it's like social distance and whatever, I wouldn't appreciate it as much. So even while everybody's trying to get back to the old ways, I'm okay. I'm good. Call out when I need to. It's not, I don't have to be sick to call out. I just want to be.
I plan out my call outs 100p. Like those are basically vacation personal days. Like I plan them out.
And then the beauty is not feeling bad about them.
Oh no, I don't feel bad at all.
Right.
And saying no is powerful. Like it's really okay.
That's my favorite word, so I'm okay with that.
Love that shit too. I don't know. There's something that just like, I'm like, wow, I'm powerful. Like, shit, I have power.
And there's nothing they can do about it.
Nothing. And that's a great one. Asham?
Well, I am grateful for school. Let me elaborate.
Yes, please.
As a nurse practitioner, this summer has been tough, especially in the month of August, Every kid needs an annual, and all of a sudden they need it now, and all of a sudden they need all these paperwork filled out for the school. Tay, now. All of a sudden, when they had all of June to do it, all of July to do it. But all of a sudden, especially the last 2 weeks of August, all of a sudden my panel's crazy. So I'm grateful that today was
they're in school
day. My panel wasn't crazy. They're in school. They're not needing all this, that, and the third. It was a better day. My panel was very calm today. Like, it wasn't crazy squeezing this one in, squeezing that one in. A parent coming to my office personally. Can you please see my? None of that. It was a good day. It was a good day.
Amen to some school girl. And let me tell today, a coworker of mine, she has 3 boys. She had triplets. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And then she got pregnant with a 4th. Okay. So she had 4 little kids, and her 4th one finally started school today. And listen, if you could see the joy on that woman's face,
you don't understand.
School saves lives, okay?
It really does.
Marlu knows.
Everybody's, okay?
Yeah.
Honestly, I was like, it should last longer because their camp went to like, for my kids, went to like 5:30, and then school ends at 2:20, and I was like, I'm barely getting in my REM sleep, and I gotta go get these people and do homework.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll take it.
Facts,
I'll take it. It's
better than you having to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Woo!
I commend teachers. I really do commend teachers out there. You guys really
they don't get paid enough.
Work out there for sure.
Listen, let me tell you, they need to get paid a
lot of catching up they have to do this year.
That is for the birds. Like, I'm
gonna drink to them because
a lot of patience that I don't have.
Honestly, I don't got it in me. Not for that kind of money. Liz, bring us home. What are you grateful for?
Yes.
So, I recently moved to Michigan, and it was for work. Yeah, I had no interest in moving to the Midwest ever in my life, but here I am. And I'm actually thankful for the government, aka my boss, never being prepared, okay? Because this move, I've moved a lot in my life, but this move has forced me to be like the most like ready at all times I've ever had to be, to be honest. So the unexpected for this time frame, I mean, I'll give you a little backstory on it. They tell you basically, oh, by the way, you start X, Y, or Z day. You have to figure out where you're going to stay because we're not going to send you off to where we need to send you. And we don't know when we're going to do it. So, yeah.
They be giving like no fucks. It's like you literally sign away all your rights.
Literally.
This government
so July, when I got here, I had to stay in an Airbnb 2 weeks. And then those 2 weeks, the housing market here in Michigan is garbage. Like we couldn't find anywhere, literally. And then the one house that we got approved for and everything, we put in our application. I told the guy that was doing the house, hey, my work schedule's crazy. I will get back to you, but it's not going to be during regular business hours. He said, no problem. But when it came down to it, he gave the house to somebody else. So I had 2 days to figure out life. And then the deposit was more than what I expected. And basically, I ended up having to pay for 2 different places in 2 different states at the same time. So, like, yes, exactly how your faces look right now. That's exactly how my face was looking. Because I was like, yeah, you want me to do so much just for like, this job? And you guys are really pushing it right now with this.
But to the max.
To the max.
Listen, my job wanted me to start working in New Jersey. And I said, y'all need to pay me relocation money. If y'all ain't paying me no relocation money, the answer is no.
And unfortunately, there's only like 2, there's only 2 branches that do, 3 branches actually, that do relocation, like for paying. It's just basically Department of Defense with the military, FBI and CIA. Department of State also because they diplomats, but every other branch, 90% of them don't do relocation assistance, and it's garbage because they expect you to like pick
to
up
move
it
often
tomorrow.
too. Often,
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
complete and total
So
basura.
it's forced me to like reevaluate a lot of stuff. You know, I'm like planning with money and stuff like that. Thank God I am married to a hustler, so we're good on that end. But if I were doing this by myself, I would be pulling my hair out right now, to be honest. So I'm like always on my toes right now.
Let's
whatever's
go.
gonna pop
What's
up.
up? And now she's here with us on an episode.
Yes.
I call her my Les, okay? And she is here to put in her amazing, not 2 cents, but like 10 cents, y'all will see, about a fantastic topic, I think. So today we're going to discuss, is monogamy really for everybody? Question mark. I will start. I think let's all say yay or nay. I say nay.
I also say
For everybody,
not.
no.
Nay. A resounding nay.
Nay.
For sure. Liz, do you want to kick us off? Because you're our newbie here.
Yeah. So, I think I'll go into the historical part of why we consider monogamy the go-to. Is basically for childbearing. That's the entire reason that monogamy and marriage was so, and it's still so enforced now, society wise. And then basically males didn't want to have to figure out whose offspring belonged to who. So it just made it easier to keep them with mother, father. And then if people did have open relationships back in the day, it was only the males that were able to. And that comes from patriarchy, but that's for another conversation.
Yeah, because they don't have babies. So there's no like, oh, no oopsie baby from them.
Yeah.
The oopsie is on somebody else. So she's got to figure that baby out.
Yeah.
They're good.
So,
that just made me mad just real quick, but
yeah, I know. And with childbearing, you know, nowadays childbearing is not everybody's goal either. So you either have people that are heterosexual but don't have, you know, desire to have children or cannot have children, and then you have, you know, gay and lesbian and all the other fucking letters that we have now. That don't want to
LGBTQ plus. Okay,
yeah,
we're inclusive.
Listen, too many alphabets for me, but I'm in the beginning of the alphabet mafia, so I'm just the L.
And then that's where it starts and stops. Okay.
Yeah, where it starts and
like
stops.
I'm the beginning and the end. So
basically. But then you have, you know, different people. And as people are making more money also and becoming economically stable, they're actually having less children and starting later in life. So as before, and then, you know, cultural differences, I'm assuming we're all Caribbean here. Are we all Caribbean? Okay.
Yes.
So culturally, there's a different view in the Caribbean versus, you know, Europe, Africa, like Asia. It's all different. So being Caribbean in the States, you have the two fusions of what relationships should look like coming from both. But I think more and more people are trying to, you know, keep cultural identity and stuff like that while fusing like where they've come in their journey that maybe doesn't align with American or their, you know, wherever their place of origin is. So now people are just coming up with stuff that they want to do as an individual. And it's not seeming to line up with any of the old school, you know, kind of view on relationships at all. New York actually has one of the biggest areas for BDSM, stuff like that, in the country.
I believe that.
Yes. I believe it.
So
for sure.
A lot of places that have, and a lot of it is wealthy, educated women who don't really want to have children. And they just want to be boss-ass bitches and be like, listen, I'm going to just tell this guy what I want and keep it moving. And they don't want to have a committed relationship.
Absolutely.
They're not interested.
Shout out to those boss women.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. I think it really comes down to not shaming any type of need, like sexual
Right.
need. You know, we're so complex. You know, it could come from, you know, the way we grew up, the traumas we have, what makes us feel good, safe, sexy, turned on. Like, it varies greatly depending on those things. And why should we pigeonhole somebody to be like, well, you must feel good with this scenario? Meanwhile, we're different people. Like, clearly, like, we're all super different. We can't, something so innate, right? Like, so personal, so intimate as your sexual preferences. We can't expect that to be like the same for the entire world, you know, too, because it's not even just here. It's like the whole world somehow is supposed to want to live these things and experience these things in the same exact way. I just feel like it makes no sense. Like, we now have shampoo that's created for each person, and like what they do and how they live their life. And you're going to tell me that the way I want to use my pussy is going to be the same as every other woman in this entire world? Like, that's insane to me.
Yeah.
I think it's ludicrous.
So one thing that you mentioned actually about the way that you grew up and all that other stuff, I can give you examples of people that I've had conversations with recently, actually, where their whole idea of how they grew up has played an extremely big role in that finding, actually, this shit does not work for me at all. What I was raised to believe, whatever. And if you throw religion in there, that's an even bigger problem. So, you know, people's, I'll give you an example of a friend of mine. Nowadays, I think you might know this person, but she was raised Muslim. And when I met her, she was a hijabi. I mean, the whole nines, never drank, never had sex, never basically was able to leave her house. And they were, to put it lightly, they tried to live as much like back home here in the States as they could. So the extremism that you probably would only see in a fucking movie somewhere is literally stuff that I saw, witnessed, was in participation sometimes with the chaos that was happening in her life. And it wasn't healthy. And it took her a very long time. And I think she's still going through some of that journey now, where she's just like, I'm going to do what makes me happy and all this other stuff. But that played a huge role of her denying what she wanted to do, what she wanted to experiment with, and stuff like that. And she's no longer practicing for that same reason, because she finds it too conflicting to, I think the belief system maybe is a little there, but going to mosque or stuff like that is not on the table. And I'm not sure that it will be. But I mean, that's for her to decide.
Well, certainly. And it's not wrong. You know, I think like you can take bits and pieces of things, but I mean also like, I mean it in the sense also that like, if, for example, I don't know, you didn't feel loved enough as a child, for example, I mean, obviously that's going to manifest in different ways for everybody, but for some people that could mean like you want really passionate sex and you do want a monogamous relationship because you want that safety and security, right? Like if you grew up with no security, you're looking for safety and security in your partner and in sex, right? For example, but like somebody who maybe felt too sheltered now wants BDSM because like they don't want to feel that security. Like they want that freedom. They want to express themselves in different ways, you know, like, and there's people that are powerful in their day to day who like control everything, want to lose control in sex, you know, like these are different manifestations.
Or even those who are like super powerful want to be the one who are super submissive. Like,
correct.
You know?
Yeah. They want to lose control. Like they don't want to do that. Absolutely. Yes. And then vice versa, like people that have zero control in certain parts of their life must be the ones to control.
Yep.
They're the ones with the bits and chains.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But sometimes it can also be the opposite, like the statistic about educated women, that they're in a position of power already and they want to maintain that. So they want to have their freedom and keep their freedom exactly how it is. So it's really individualized, like to the microscope of things that people want. Because then there's also, I mean, there's so many facets to this. Like there's also the aspect of male repression when it comes to sex, because it's labeled as a gay activity, or it's labeled as something that's non-masculine, so they don't want to try it.
Like
because,
man on man, or you
no,
mean
like
but activity, a little anal
or even, well, I mean, that would be the long, no pun intended, but that would be the long end of the goal. But I mean, even using toys.
Oh yeah,
like they feel emasculated, like, oh, why do you want to use this? But it has nothing to do with that. But that's the thought process. Why do you use a dildo? Why do you use a vibrator? Why do you do XYZ thing? And they feel some type of way about it.
I mean, there's still men that feel like eating pussy is emasculating.
I was gonna say that, but then they want their dick sucked and they don't want to reciprocate. But
I will straight up, I for sure will never be in no type of committed relationship with a man that says he will not eat pussy. Bye. I could like you a ton and I'd be like, no.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
I feel like it just limits the level of intimacy. I don't even think it's just the activity. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even just the activity itself or like how pleasurable it is. It's just like, firstly, then I just think you're like too inhibited for my taste. Let's start there. But two, it's like, I don't feel like we're intimate enough.
Well, you know what I said to a
reciprocity in this, like,
true that.
Oh yeah,
definitely. It's like no dick if you're not eating
one of
pussy.
my one of my straight male friends that was on the fence being one of these males, and I'm like, you're the same one that complains when the girl that you get with is actually bi, and then a woman is willing to do what you're not, but then you complain about it when it happens. But you don't want to actually put in the work to do anything about it. Like, you're just like tunnel focused. And I'm like, I was like, how would you consider a male that's gay, but that didn't suck dick, that didn't do anything that's considered gay? Would you still consider him gay? Because to me, if you don't eat pussy as a straight male, are you sure that you're straight? And he looked at me like I was crazy, but I'm just saying, think about it.
Made him reconsider his whole life.
Exactly. And he was like jaw to the floor, and I'm like, exactly. That's exactly
like,
what I think.
Do you really love pussy if you don't put mouth to lips?
Literally.
That's real
and he just was like,
real talk.
He's like, I never thought about it like that. Of course, well, maybe you should the next time are thinking about not doing it.
But I must say that, at least in my experience, please, girls, I hope for everybody's experience, there's been a pussy eating revolution. Okay, men know for a fact if they want to get their dick sucked, pussy's gotta get eaten. I mean, some of them be taking the short way out. They be down there for like a minute just to say they done did it. But you know what? I at least appreciate the fact that you're open enough to put your face down there. Okay, there has been a pussy eating revolution, and I'm for it.
But honestly,
I'm signing up. I'm here for it.
And if you want monogamy, because this is the thing, so many men claim to want monogamy with the woman that they're married to, or the woman that they're committed to, right? They don't want monogamy
they want
for
her
themselves,
to be monogamous.
Right? Correct, exactly. Not for themselves, but for her. And it's like, but also you're not willing to please her in every way that you can, and expect her to just be with you.
But they would have to be aware of the fact that they're not pleasing, so they assume that whatever they're doing is more than enough. Yeah, and I honestly, a lot of times it's on us because we feed that thing. Like, how many times have you baked it and how many times have you let them to believe? That's on us. Like,
unless
hurt their feelings because you can't fix them. You know what I mean? But like, we guard their ego. and at our,
expense,
at our expense. And it's like, no, like, and part of it comes in being comfortable with yourself and knowing yourself, because everyone's different. Well, it'll work for you, won't work for you, won't work for me. And being able to know that and then relay it to your partner, because then they just gonna keep messing up. You gonna be mad and it'll be about the dumbest thing. And it's because, everyone should be teachable and be open to learning what works for their person. If you care enough about them getting theirs and you getting yours, then yes, ask questions, let them know.
I mean, also it always boils down to communication.
I think sometimes
for sure
this loops back to the whole people not needing to be monogamous thing, is that some people get into those situations and they've tried things or they've become more open-minded and they find that it's not working. Because if you try to put yourself in a situation where one of you actually might like polyamory and the other one doesn't, it's not going to work. And if you don't know that about yourself and you keep trying to put this marriage, children, whatever, whatever the typical playbook looks like, it's going to fail every single time. There's plenty of people that are serial monogamy is a real thing. People get into a relationship, they break up, a week later they're in another monogamous relationship, and they're monogamous, but how long are all these relationships lasting? And I'm not judging you if your relationship is trash, but unhappily monogamous, that's what it is. And they keep trying to make the same thing work. And I've had conversations with people and I'm like, are you sure that you want to be monogamous? Because it sounds like what you actually like and you enjoy is non-monogamy. Maybe aspects of it, you like the idea of certain things where you have like a person, but I don't know if that works for you, because clearly when you're doing this lifestyle, that works.
You can have an emotional monogamous relationship.
Right. But I feel like those people don't like to be alone either. They don't know how to be alone. Yep. It's not even sometimes a sexual thing. They just do not know how to be alone. So they the moment they get out that relationship, they're like, oh no. They need to be enmeshed with someone else.
As a matter of fact, sometimes they will have a Rolodex. They know who the next one is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They have a bench. They have a bench, okay, because they are for certain they know that they cannot be alone at any given moment.
Yeah.
Which is really
wild.
And
I think that's terrible, part of it too, because people don't realize that the physical can be physical. I guess maybe that's why men are like, no, I don't love her, I was just fucking her, and they really mean it, because what they might get emotionally from their wife or their girlfriend, she might not be doing sexually, and he's getting that from other people, and not to say it's right, because then that's part of the communication and having an understanding about what your relationship looks like. But I do understand, it's like, I get this from you. It's like your friends. You have maybe the party friend, the one you talk to, the one you pray with, whatever. Everyone has their area that fulfills you. And sometimes you need more than one person, because it's not a one-size-fits-all.
It's not. And I think we should be more open to it. I think there sometimes there are areas that one person can fulfill entirely for you, and sometimes not. Like polyamorous, I find that so interesting. They both partners really get joy and fulfillment from seeing other people get joy and fulfillment with their partner. It's like when somebody puts on my clothes and I get more joy seeing them look cute in my clothes and my shoes, because I'm seeing someone else in them, than actually wearing them myself. That's how I look at it. And they really experience that. And I think that's beautiful. I don't know that I can emotionally share a partner. I don't know that. I mean, at least at this stage in my life, I can't say that I would obviously be the same forever, but at this stage, I don't see that happening. But sometimes a little sexual exploration is fun. It's cool. I don't understand why we have to consistently shame people for this. I mean, I do understand how it's come up and the history and I guess the evolutionary reason why it's a thing, but like, nah.
It's a social construct.
Outdated.
Yeah. And not even just with like relationships, but like, I never understood when two people start dating, right? All of a sudden, like, they start implementing marital rules for shit that ain't marital yet. So if I just started dating you, like, if I'm having sex with somebody else, that is not any of your business. If you've decided...
I think they need to talk about it, though. It is their business. Because your juices and somebody else, y'all are splitting juices and energy.
But if you have not had a concrete conversation about this, that you're exclusive...
You can't be mad, for sure. You can't be mad.
You can't be mad if you've decided, if one party decides that they're going to be monogamous, but they haven't had that conversation with the other person, then they cannot be mad
that's just
if
delusion,
the other person...
honey.
That to me is crazy, but I have seen that a lot. And I'm like, you guys have had a conversation
that's also...
whether you're going to be not sleeping with other people. If y'all don't have that conversation, then don't start putting a timestamp on people and doing all this other stuff when y'all don't have any title for you to do that yet. So,
I think that becomes a problem when people equate intimacy or sexual intimacy with actually having an emotional connection with someone, and then like that sets the terms. Like, oh, we're fucking, so we're together. No. That's not how that works. And I think when you conflate the two, you find yourself hurt and in trouble. And it's, conversations.
And be careful of confusing, and I think oftentimes people confuse good sex and like intimate sex with like actually liking each other. Like, it's not a thing, guys. Like, you guys may have amazing sexual connection.
Toxic dick is serious, you know?
Toxic dick is some shit, bitch.
Yeah, it confuses you in so many ways.
I call it dignitician. You get dignitized, and it's like, you really don't like that person, but that dick done dignitized you.
You wouldn't even go out with them in public. But you know who to call when it's time.
What? It's only that, after hours, maybe a dark bar in a neighborhood, you don't generally
sneaky links, absolutely.
You think you're in love, you start crying after sex. It's just so much. It's so much. You start thinking like, wow, I'm supposed to be with this person. And then you're like, wait a minute, hold on.
So you guys know that I cannot relate to any of this conversation, right? I'm just throwing that out there.
Pussy-tition, I'm sure exists.
I've never had that happen, actually.
Really? You never had anyone that you're like, damn, this pussy's mad good?
No, because... Unless I was in a relationship with them, then that's different because I've already set up that I'm going to allow myself to be emotional with them. But if I haven't allowed myself to get there, it's wall for me. No, thank you.
Wow.
I have literally,
so you have
back
like
in the
an
day.
Active choice?
Oh, yes, 1,000%. Because I know, I can't say that now. Obviously, I've been married for a substantial amount of time. But in my younger years, I mean, women, they swear they love honesty, but people will be pissed. But I would be like, yeah, so this is not going any further than today. I'm just letting you know. And they'll be like, all right. They'd be kind of salty, but at the same time wasn't expecting honesty up front because that's not what they get from most people. So I would flat out be like, okay, this is the deal that we have now. It may go somewhere, it may not, but this is where I am. Take it or leave it.
I don't know. Maybe it's because dick is like a wand.
But it's magical. It's a natural.
Let me tell you.
I mean, in certain area,
Liz,
they still came back.
You know that Doris's ability to keep her emotions in check are solid.
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay, solid. But there are some magic wands out there. That's why sometimes you gotta take some time in between. Like, you can't fuck them like day after day. You gotta give it some time, like give it a week's rest, pause, so you can regain your senses,
recalibrate,
and like get it.
Listen, This is why, if you're single, you need to find, for you straight women here, that if you get digmatized by one, get digmatized by three. So you can't figure out which, listen.
Which one's doing the hypnotizing? Shut the fuck up.
Think about it. It'll keep you,
no advantages.
Confused.
I like it.
But you can't find that many. You can't find that many. They're few and far in between.
I'm so sorry.
There are few, but I feel like if I was pussy-matized, I guess, like, I think I'd be the same way too. Like, there are some women who have approached me and I'm like, ooh, I'm not going. They'd be like, yo, just come and tay. I'm like, I don't know. I ain't trust this because this is big dick energy. And I don't know. Yes. Maybe I'll get turned and switch over to the other side. I don't know. I'm nervous.
See, but Liz is the big dick energy. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's because Liz is the big dick energy. That's why she's not vibing with what we're saying. But see, the other ones, they've felt the dignitition.
Yes.
The pussy-tition.
So she said absolutely. She said 100%. I did that.
I dissected that.
There we go. Thank you.
I did that, y'all.
Oh, I want to be in a relationship, and I'm like, no, mama, no relationship here, boo boo.
Listen,
that's what it is.
That's what it is. I'm sure some of them have gone in a bathroom and cried a little. Like, listen, things get real.
Probably.
Things get real.
No, because there has been some women who have approached me where I'm like, ooh.
There have been moments where I was like, do I like girls? Because because sometimes, honestly, they have more masculine energy than men because it's all about energies, and we all have both. You know, we all have both masculine and feminine, and some of them are very high masculine energy.
Yes.
And they be just, you just feel that. Yeah, we just want that big dick energy. That's it. And they be having it.
I had a manager
it may not be the real stick, but you can buy one these days.
Yeah, no, it was real. I was like, I think I was a teenager. I was like, oh, is this? Let me mind my business.
Reconsidering our whole lives, like, dude, fuck yes. Listen, to all the women with big dick energy, fuck yes.
Salute y'all.
Where that went right there. Liz,
salute to you, Liz.
To your big dick energy.
OG.
I try.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Do we have anything?
The world is safer now that she's locked down because
there are less broken hearts
be beating them
out there.
Off with a stick.
Okay? There are less broken hearts out there in this world. Okay? My goodness.
Listen, that's how I got married in the first place. She's like, listen, I thought that you would be good in bed, so I wanted to, see what's up. And then you was great in bed, which is why I got stuck with your ass, and now we married.
And that was it. She got dignitized.
Who's the second now?
She got dignitized. That was it.
You see? That just brought it all
full circle. See, we proved what was happening. We proved it. My God, guys, I really enjoyed this conversation. I feel like it almost leaves me wanting. We might need to do a second. Yeah, we might need a part two. We might need a live. We might need a live.
We
to talk
definitely
about
need a live
this.
on this for sure.
Oh well.
We might need a live for this one. And Liz, if you want to join, please do, because this was way too much fun.
For sure.
So
let us know, guys, what y'all think about monogamy. Is it for you? And if you need to go anonymous, because your man's or your girl is up on your social media,
it's okay.
Create a second one. DM us. We will put it out there. A secret safe with us. DM us. We will not put you out there into the world, okay? But let us know what y'all think.
Yes. So
are we going to queen in you till next episode?
Yes.
To the queen in
you.
Cheers. To the queen in you. Liz, thank you for joining us. Liz, thank you for joining us. This was just way too much fun. And catch us on our next, right? I told you 45 minutes goes fast. So we're going to need part 2. And let's make it live. I think we're going to have to do this next one live. Absolutely. Let's plan it. I love you guys. Like, subscribe, comment, talk to us. We love you. Till next time.
Bye. Bye, guys.